All right, hey guys, what's going on? Today's video is going to be about this specific uniform that I've been wearing for a while now. And what it is, it's like the G3 Crye uniform that's been popularized over the years. It's that same like uniform. It's just a more cost-efficient option, right? It's not genuine Crye, but it's basically the same thing. So before I really get into like the specifics of the uniform, I want to give my background on this uniform and how much I've used it. So the pants, I have one set in Crye, which is the Novritsch camo. These are made by Novritsch, and they are designed in Austria but made in China, right? The whole made in China thing kind of freaks people out because, made in China is usually not very good. But what is the main things that really matter when you come down to the uniform? It's the material and the stitching, right? So the material is great. It's that Condura, the thicker stuff, the normal OCP pants material where it's on the thicker side, but it's not super thick. And the stitching, from what I've seen so far, has done very well for me. I've only had one issue with the stitching, and I've been able to fix it myself. Again, I have one in Crye and one in, it's called ACP, but it's actually, just multicam. It's just like a lighter version of multicam. Yeah, so this specific pair of pants, these ones, I have at least over a week and a half of experience in them, of field use. And with that, I've only had a couple problems. And one was that I had a hole in the stretchy material here. So there's a stretchy material, just like the genuine Crye. It is this kind of like darker, like yellowish brown, whereas the new Cryes are like, it's actual like multicam stretch material. This is also the only part on the bottoms here that glow. Everything else does not glow at all under nods, so you don't gotta worry about that. But I did have a little hole get poked in. But considering what I was doing, really not a big issue. Again, this is why I press on being able to sew. So you can just fix little holes like that when they pop up. And there's another hole that I didn't even bother fixing on one of the ankles here. But that was literally from C-wire. Like I was running and a piece of C-wire that had kicked up from an explosion had hit the ankle and it put a little hole in it. So I'm not going to complain about that. So yeah, these have been very, very good to me. I did have an issue on one of the ankle pockets. I don't know if it was this one, but the stitching started coming out. I think it was this one right here. The stitching started to come out on one of these. So I just went in and I fixed that. So those are the pants. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right away, just my experience. And then I want to get to the top really quick and talk about my experience with the top really quickly here. So this is a completely clean version right here. So with the top, I have a week of experience. Actually, no, sorry. I have 2 weeks of experience, and let me show you what it looks like. All right, so this is what 2 weeks, more specifically, I think it was 16 days of continuous use in this combat shirt looked like, right? And it was definitely really nice. I'm not gonna lie, I was dealing with some pretty intense heat, more than I've ever dealt with, and it was just super nice to have that heat to just be able to come through right here. This is a cotton material. It's not like the polyester like workout material. It's just normal cotton here. And then the sleeves are the Condura material. It does smell like straight ass. So I've been waiting a while, letting this be disgusting in this dry bag here so I could showcase this to you guys. So I hope you appreciate that. And this is just kind of like my work cited, right? The durability of this was really great. I only had it was like a few like little holes along like the seams over here, like really small holes. But considering that I literally was in this for 16 days straight doing field shit, and for how cheap this is, I'm not gonna complain, right? Like this is like 50 some dollars, where a genuine Crye one would be like $200-ish. So guess what? I'm not really gonna bitch about it. So let me and throw this in the washer. All right, just to go over this again, it says it right on the side here. You can read that. It is ripstop, 65% polyester, 35% cotton, and then the body of it is 100% cotton. It's got this zipper here, which is really nice because you can just, air out your chest a lot. That was really good for, heat dumping. And another reason to get this over like a standard issue combat shirt is because this was also easier to take off. If you've ever dealt with like the issued combat shirt, you know that thing will just stick to your body when you're trying to take it off. This one was not as bad. It's still not like easy, like you still got to pull it off of you, but it's definitely way better and way more comfortable than a standard issue combat top. So this is a combat top that I used during the same training event, and I lent it to a buddy, and yeah, it was already like used before, but you can just tell how extremely like destroyed it got. Like the seams here are just coming off. Right here, there's a genuine hole. Like it's the issued one is not good enough. So considering the one that I'm talking about in this video here, the Novritsch, it basically had no damage to it at all, versus this, which got, super torn up, just, so don't buy this. Do not buy this. This thing sucks. If you take a look on the left side pocket here, there's a little thing for a pen. I didn't actually end up using that because my pens would just fall out, so I ended up not using that. But these pockets are Velcro, and they got 2 flaps inside them. They got one right here, and then they got another right here, right? So that was pretty helpful because sometimes you need to carry like certain things. Like I had to carry like a casualty card and like my orders and shit while I was doing this. So I just kept them in this pocket, and then I keep my notebook in this other pocket here. So that was super convenient. These also have the ability to take these elbow pads in them. I don't know a whole lot about the elbow pads, but they have the ability to take elbow pads, so that's pretty cool. The wrist is Velcro, super easy. So when I'd go to bed at night, I would, Velcro it. And then in the morning when I started doing real shit, I would unvelcro it, and I would usually cuff it as well. On the right side here, there's no pen holder, but it's got the same thing where, you can fit 2 things inside of it, so that's pretty neat. That's all I really got to say about the top. Considering it's only $50, I would definitely suggest trying it out if you're thinking about getting a combat shirt. Yeah, I don't know, man. I used it for like real shit, and it did great for me. Super comfortable, super nice, and it didn't come with the insane cost of Cryes, so I definitely recommend it. All right, moving on to the pants here. I actually have 3 pairs of these. That's how much I like these. Starting with the back, you got zippered back pockets, which is nice, especially for like dog tags and shit. So you can just tie your dog tag off to right here, stuff it in, zip it up, and not have to worry about it like jingling all over the place as much. For the belt, the waistband, they have these, adjustable. It's like a pull, right? Like you can pull it to adjust it, which is pretty convenient. I ended up not using this as much as I thought it would. I adjusted it, but then I didn't just rely on it without a belt, because the thing is that I was doing some training, and the front of it also is a Velcro closure, right? So I was running, and this actually came unvelcroed, and I'm like trying to pull up my pants while I'm trying to do this assault. So that was not good. So now I run it with a belt as well. Still on the back side here, we have these Velcro things by the knee pads, so you can adjust the knee pads tighter to you if you need to. I did find that like with the knee pads, I felt like the left one was a little off. The right one seemed fine, but the left one just kind of felt like it was like too far off to the left, I think. It just didn't seem to fit right and kept moving. It didn't feel as correct as the right side did. But that wasn't too big of a deal. The ankle pockets are also Velcro. You're gonna notice that there's no buttons on these. There's only Velcro. They got the Velcro ankle pockets, which are nice because then you can just throw your tourniquet in here and you don't got to worry about it. And if you need to pull out your tourniquet, you can just pull it out. So that's super convenient. You got Velcro on the ankles here if you want to look like a weirdo. Moving on to the front here, from the bottom up, we have these knee pad holes here. These pants do come with knee pads, or they're supposed to. My and Appeal to Heaven, he got his first pair and it didn't have knee pads. So if you've ever seen him running black knee pads with his, that's why. But I've bought 3 of these and I've been given knee pads with each set, so I guess that was just unique to him. But the knee pads, of course, have Velcro in them, and inside it's the polyester material. Just tuck that little flap away and then you can put the knee pads right in. The knee pads say TMC on them. I'm not totally sure what that means or what brand that is, I guess. But they're kind of okay. They're not bad. I don't know if they're better than Crye. I have had some problems with the little Velcro things right here. Whatever like adhesive they're using is not really strong enough. So I've had a couple of them come off and I've had to use shoe glue to get them to stay on. Another problem is that they kind of, after they like bend in enough, they just kind of stop fitting in very well. There's always a problem with internal knee pads, which is usually that they fall out. And it's usually at the most inconvenient times as well. So how I do it is I usually stick them in like this, where like the top part of it is, it has the fabric over it, and then the bottom part's kind of hanging off. So just like that, where it's like in there like that. That's what I found to work the best. But I've lost one of mine. So, and I think that was more due to this kind of flap right here kind of bending too much. Above the knee pads here, we have another pocket. And in this pocket is a thing of shock cord. There's a thing of shock cord here, and this is how you adjust how high the knee pad is going to ride up. So the tighter you pull it, the higher it goes. I really like having these pockets, and this is also a big reason I got these pants, because you can store those little things like chapstick, VS17 panels. I also often keep like an insect net in here as well. So these are super nice. I really like having these. The cargo pockets here, they are Velcro as well, and on the inside they have this like silky kind of black material, and it helps with taking things in and out. It's really helpful for that. Inside these pockets as well, they have this elastic, which is the perfect size for like an M4 mag. I don't use it. I know some of an Appeal to Heaven's guys have put their entire IFAKs in there, and I'm assuming they use the elastic as well. I don't think you should put your IFAK on your first line, but I mean, I guess they did that. It also has this another piece of fabric here, and it's made for I think it's made for a pistol mag, or to put a multi-tool or knife on there. But I've found that it's kind of difficult to use this pocket, so I don't use it. But it does have this, and it pass-throughs to the main pocket. Like I said already, the main part of the fly is Velcro, and then there's a zipper on it. So yeah, there's no buttons, it's only a zipper. There's a lot of belt loops on this pants, and there's another loop underneath the belt loop here that you can put a carabiner on. Another thing I don't think I pressed on was the like butt area here. It looks like it's reinforced as well, so when you sit down, your butt doesn't get as wet, and it's just a more pleasant experience. Now, a big reason for me that I got these pants is, of course, the Crye camo, right? I love this camo. It's super cool, not just aesthetically, even though aesthetically it is really cool looking, but it's really effective. From the training I've done with it, it's definitely a better like bottom camo. And also, when I created the OCP Crye camo uniform, that's why I chose it, and why I chose these pants to begin with, was not only because of the cut, because I was looking for a cut with knee pads, with these pockets, these little pockets here, but also in a camo that would work, and a uniform cut that was not going to be extremely expensive. I know a lot of people go that like Roman Kurtz guy or whatever, and they're like, well, you need to make camo in my extremely obscure camo pattern because I'm obsessed with the sex or whatever, and they pay all this money and wait all this time. This is an obscure camo pattern, and you don't have to wait forever. And honestly, the shipping from Novritsch has been like phenomenal. Like, it's always super fast. Like, they process my order fast and they ship it out fast and it gets here fast. And Novritsch is just like, you know, it's ran by that YouTuber. I don't really watch a lot of airsoft, but it's ran by that YouTuber, and he seems like a pretty like stand-up guy. So yeah, honestly, man, I just love this. I love these pants. I love the combat top for those hotter weather environments for sure. And I definitely recommend it to anybody who watches my channel and is looking for a cheap G3 cut. Because at the end of the day, if you really use your gear, you're going to trash your gear at some point, right? Like, I've already put holes in my stuff. You know, I've already had to fix stitching and stuff like that. And I've lost the knee pad on this one. So it's a big difference, right? This is like $110, $112 or $115 or whatever it is. And if I trash this, okay, whatever. It's going to be a lot better than trashing, you know, a $300 pair of pants. So at the end of the day, you got to remember with this stuff, it's all about the cut, which is the design, the fabric, which is the Condura, and the stitching, right? So if all those check out, you know, it's basically the same thing as the Crye. And if it doesn't, you know, it glows the same as the Crye, which is only the stretchy polyester material that glows. So I don't know. I can't see a reason why not to get it, especially if you're in the military and you need a you know, multicam version of these. Great option. So hope you guys liked the video. Hopefully the lighting wasn't too bad. I apologize for that, and the rug and all of that. But I just wanted to put this video out there to try to help some of you guys who are looking for a uniform. And yeah, it is kind of on the pricier side if you guys are really broke, and I know a lot of my subscribers are pretty young. But I just wanted to tell you that I really trust this uniform and that I've really enjoyed using it. So I really do recommend it. And for what you get and for the price, it's hard to beat, honestly. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you found the video informative or helpful, please hit that like button. It really does help. And share it around in your weird Discord servers. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you guys. Take care. God bless.